Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Robinson, and we are going to continue our studies. This time we are talking about absolute value functions. An absolute value function is a function that contains an algebraic expression within absolute value symbols. Note the absolute value of a number is its distance from zero on the number line. There's something called the parent function, which is the absolute value or the general parent function, such as written as y is equal to absolute value of x, or remember y is another way of saying f of x equals to the absolute value of x. So your steps are replace the x with its value. Step 2, solve the absolute value problem. So let's look at one. So find the value of f of 3. So remember, we're going to replace x with 3. So there's going to be a 3 in here, and there's going to be a 3 replaced right there. So let's put everything else back. F of 3 is equal to absolute value of 2 times 3 plus 6 absolute value. Alright, number orders of operation. Do what's inside of the parenthesis. 3 times 2 is 6, plus you have another 6 in the absolute value. So your f of 3 will equal to 6 plus 6 inside the absolute value. That'll give us 12. And that's absolute value of that. So let's now take the absolute value of 12, which means the distance 12 is from 0. That would be 12 units. So f of 3 would equal to the value of 12. And let's check that. So f of 3 is equal to 12. So all we did was just substitute and solve our absolute value problem. So here's one for you. This time, find the value of f of negative 4. So again, stick in negative 4 in place of x and do the absolute value. Let's see what you get. Bring it in tomorrow. Check your understanding. If you understand what's going on so far, great. If you're not sure, write down your questions and bring them in. I'll be glad to answer them. Here's what you should know. When the absolute value expression is greater than or equal to 0, there is no change in the sign of the answer. For example, here we have f of 3 where x is equal to 3. And remember, when we're talking to greater than 0, that would be positive numbers, and equal to 0, 0 is included. So we're talking about numbers that are greater than or equal to 0. So 3 is a positive number, so we replace x with 3. And notice there was no sign change when we figured out 2 times 3 plus 6 gave us 12. The sign of the answer did not change. But when the absolute value expression is less than 0, we're talking about numbers that are less than 0, which are negative numbers, the answer sign gets changed to its opposite. So when we start out with x is equal to negative 4, and we're talking about, again, numbers that are less than 0, which are negative numbers. So f of negative 4 is equal to, when we substitute in here, 4 times negative, 2 times negative 4 is negative 8, plus 6 will give us negative 2. And now the absolute value of negative 2, how many spaces negative 2 is away from 0? It's approximately 2 spaces or 2 units away from 0. So notice the sign changed from negative 2 to positive 2. It changed to its opposite. So that's something you should note about absolute value. It does change the signs when you're dealing with a negative number. So here's a problem. In the function f of x equal absolute value of x minus 4 plus 7, which is the value of f of negative 1. So let's take a look at that one. Let's write f of 1, and we're going to replace 1 in place of the x value, and we're going to subtract 4 from it, and take the absolute value of that, then add 7. So in here we get 1 minus 4 is negative 3. That's going to be inside of the absolute value. And then we're going to add 7. Absolute value of negative 3 would be positive 3. And we got to add 7 to that. And that'll equal to 10. So f of 1 is equal to 3 plus 7, which equals 10. So I'm going to go with choice C. So I did my substitution again, and I ended up by solving it just like we did before. So choice C is correct. So here's one for you. Try the value of, find the value of f of negative 1. All right, so be careful, take your time. If you have any questions, write them down, bring them in tomorrow. I'll be glad to help you out with them. So we'll talk about our exit ticket, about our objective. Did we meet it? Remember, watch us on YouTube. Our channel name is Dan Robinson. Our latest release was Math Prep 17. Very good movie. I think you'll like it. So check it out. So I hope you got something out of the video. Remember, write down your questions and bring them in tomorrow so we can solve them. See you later.